Contractors, I'm not sure if you guys have heard this quote before, but it is from Will Rogers. And if you ask me who Will Rogers is, frankly, I couldn't tell you. But it says you never get a second chance to make a first impression. The reason why I'm making this video today is because your first impressions suck. Okay. And I can say that because I have worked with tens of contractors all across the United States in a very intimate way. I'm talking about specifically building their residential remodel businesses pretty much from the ground up, or from a place where their operations were not necessarily the strongest to begin with. And so I do have a little bit of authority to speak on this, mainly because when I come into a business and I see kind of what the cadence or what the structure looks like for meeting clients, greeting clients, and having interactions with them, I'm blown away. And it's sad to me because I think oftentimes contractors don't realize this one thing, which I'm just going to get into here on the board. By the way, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Lev Parsegian. I run Cosmosify, a consulting agency that basically helps residential remodelers and custom home builders bring order to their businesses so they can actually run companies that they enjoy. If you like videos like this, stay tuned, subscribe, do that whole thing. Let me get into the topic. So the reason I find this so funny with contractors is because when you think about, the nature of what contractors do, they work with homeowners to bring, and I'll just, I'll put this over here, transformation, okay, to what? They're bringing transformation to what? Their homes? Yeah, but more specifically, they're bringing transformation to their lives. Okay, lives transformed with newly built slash remodeled space. Okay, why is this important? Well, the irony that I was just talking to you guys about is the fact that contractors are entering in to the most intimate spaces that a homeowner has. I guess it's their house. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like people just walking into my house that I don't know. It's a sacred place. It's a home. It's where I make memories. It's where I have intimate conversations with, family members. And so oftentimes contractors will treat a homeowner who reaches out to them and says, "Hey, I want to get a bid to redo my home," as if they are entitled to, one, winning the bid, and two, just treating the person that they're meeting just like an average Joe, like they don't really mean much. And so how does that actually manifest? Like, what does that actually look like? Well, I've seen contractors have conversations with homeowners that look something like this. They'll say, "Hey, Bob, what's going on? How can I help you?" Okay. This is the first interaction that I actually heard more recently from a contractor, reaching out to a homeowner that just left them a message. "Hey, Bob, what's going on? How can I help you?" And then they share kind of a little bit about what it is that they have going on, and the way that they treat them is very clinical. There's not a lot of, I guess, empathy, willingness to listen to them, repeat, restate some of the things that they've said. It's almost as if like the contractor has a gun to their head and they really don't want to be taking the call. And that kills me because, again, these are the same guys who complain and say, "Oh, it's really, it just hasn't been as busy as it has been last year." And so the reason I'm saying all this in the first place, guys, is because, let's go back to this quote, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And negative word of mouth, guys, spreads faster than positive word of mouth does. I don't make the rules. This has just been my experience of the world. Okay? And if people don't have a positive first experience of you, the likelihood that they, one, are going to engage with you, or two, are going to refer you is very, very low. I want to go to this article that I pulled up, and I'm going to reference T-Mobile a lot because I spent a good amount of time working there. But the four and a half years that I spent there, T-Mobile did something surrounding its customer experience. It says customer service here, but its customer experience that, frankly, still continues to blow me away to this day. When you would go into, say, a competitor's store, and I'm not going to name any of the competitors, but you guys know them. You'd go into a competitor's store. Oftentimes, you would be met with people who are just like staring and standing, looking at their phones, not necessarily engaged or enthused, and not wanting to actually greet you or be excited to actually have you in the store. This was something that I noticed in my time at T-Mobile that they changed from the ground up. They made sure that the retail sales associates, the very first people who have face-to-face contact with the customer, are standing upright. They're looking towards the door, making sure that they can greet the person that's walking in an enthusiastic way. Okay. And the headline of this article says how T-Mobile rebuilt its customer service to be less sucky and more about you. And I guess then the question becomes, how does this apply to contractors? Well, guys, it's pretty simple. Treat people the way that you would want to be treated during the life cycle of your actual project. Here's what I mean by that. If you think about, I guess, if you think about how you have been treated by a nightmare client before, ask yourself, at what point did you start getting treated poorly by them? Was it at the very, very beginning? Could be. But most of the time that I've heard, it usually happens closer, not always, but closer to punch list. Okay? And I think a part of the reason why that is because there could be a lot of unmet expectations or mismatched expectations. And during the life of the project, the client starts to open up their fangs and show you who it is that they really are, and start treating you terribly and start threatening you with lawsuits and all kinds of things. Once again, how does this apply? Well, if you have the ability to set expectations with your customers and set an impression with your customer from the very beginning, that is a strong one. The likelihood that they're going to mistreat you throughout the life of the project is going to be lower, guys. Okay? People are people. Every human being wants love to some degree. I'm not going to, get on a pulpit here and start preaching about it, but it is true. People want to experience sincerity, truth, love, and feel a sense of peace with the people that they engage with or work with. And if you are somebody who's coming in with pants that are falling off your belt loop, or just honestly, I think like the biggest thing that I've seen is you're not calling people back. When you do call them back, you almost seem annoyed to talk to them. When you give them weekly updates, it's as if like it's pulling teeth. Change that. Change that. Meet your customers and everybody that you talk with enthusiasm. You will be blown away by, one, the referrals that you're able to get as a result of it, and two, by the experiences that you'll be able to create for these people and also for yourself. This will permeate not just through all the customers that you serve, but most, I would even say, to your team. This could even be subcontractors in some cases, but I'm more so specifically talking about your internal team, your office staff, your project managers, your project engineers, like everybody that works internally with you. This will permeate through them if you make this a non-negotiable with yourself, and that is to treat yourself and treat others the way that you want to be treated. If you like videos like this and you are a contractor and you got value from this, well then stick around because there's more where this came from. But yes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, so take the time to make a good one. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.